Assalamu alaikum, Miss Uzma, please start.
Assalamu alaikum, Ms. Rafia. May I start? It's already been delayed.
जी लुबना प्लीज दूसरो जो भी
Okay, thank you
अवेलेबल
so
है
much.
वो स्टार्ट कर ले.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Today is day 3rd of ITLC 2025. And I'm going to introduce Ms. Kashfia Latafat. She's a research scholar in Aga Khan Institute of Educational Development and a lecturer of mathematics for BH course. I would like to welcome for today's session. It will be very insightful and knowledgeable for the teachers and for the educators as well. So without any delay, Ms. Kashfia Latafat, now this is your time to start. Thank you.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum to all of you. May I audible to all of you?
Yes, Kashfia.
Okay, thank you so much, Lubna, for my introduction. And those who knows me very well, they know that I am associated with Nur Huda from a longer period of time now. And I'm really thankful to Nur Huda for arranging these sessions for the novice teachers or the teachers, those who are working in the field and having a difficulties and they need a support and the scarcity of the resources is there. So how they will grow. So this platform is the wonderful place to grow together hand by hand. And this session is also a part of that support which Nurluda is providing from a longer period of time. Today, my session, what I decided to go with on this platform for supporting our teachers is based on the theme which is being chosen by Nurul Huda Education, that is about empowering the future architects. Empowering the future architects means that we are feeling that we are not equipped well to handle the future pressures, the times which are coming ahead. We need to equip ourselves. We need to see that how things are changing rapidly around the globe by integration of AI or generative AI in our teaching and learning processes. We are not looking forward that they will be here in some time. No, they are already there without any invitation. So what strategies we have to take in to take a maximum benefit of usage from this usage or to minimize the difficulties which we are facing. So we need to bring change in all the strategies which are in use. I'm not saying that what we are doing is not good or it's not worthful. No, it is having a weightage. That's why somehow the system is moving on without the governmental supports and the condition of budget. You have seen just 2% GDP is invested or is for education sector, which is very minimum. Even the African countries have more than our country's education budget, which we have receiving. And the resources which are not available. I'm not talking about just the schools which are running on the privately, or I am also talking about here when I'm addressing this session, is that the public private partnership setups, the private setups and the public setups only. So let's see that how we can make it better in a way that the little bit changes are required, because we have not having a that much bigger resources to handle these pressures all alone. So this is the wonderful platform where the teachers are supported, and the areas or the limitations are also highlighted side by side. So there will be a continuing professional development for teachers. So with this, I would like to share my screen. Okay, I think my screen is visible to all of you.
Yes, clearly visible. इसको please उस पे कर दीजिएगा full screen पे. Thank you, Kashmir.
Okay. Okay, now it's set.
Yes,
Okay,
perfectly all right.
thank you. Okay, so the today's topic is Universal Design for Learning, a framework for every learner, which is also a source of empowering educators to reach every learner every day. As when I initiated my talk, I started with that point that I have been selected this topic just because of the theme of this year, that is about the future architects. And these future architects need to be equipped in a very decent manner or in a way that they can handle those pressures, those integrations of from technological side, that how to handle their pedagogies, how to handle their classroom environments, their teaching learning practices. So Universal Design for Learning, UDL, is a great source. It provides a framework which not just make your life as a teacher easier to conduct any lesson or to plan any lesson accordingly. On the other side, it's very inclusive in nature. It promotes inclusivity. So let's start with it. The objectives for the today's session is understanding the Universal Design for Learning framework, exploring the three key UDL principles: engagement, representation, and action and expression. So as I just shared that learning framework, we will understand all together that what is basically UDL framework and why it is important and everything. Then we explore the three key principles, which are engagement, representation, and action and expression. And then we will see the applied side as well, that how we applying UDL principles for lesson planning in diverse classroom settings. In the same manner, we will see further in depth that designing lessons that cater to different learning styles and needs. So inclusivity is there, equity is there while we are talking about UDL. Let's move on. Okay, it's like an icebreaker. Learning style spectrum. For a minute, just forget about that you are teachers, that you are going in teaching in classrooms, they are learners. Just think about your own, as an individual. What learning style do you prefer for learning? Will you share? Some of you will like to share with me here. As an adult, do you have any learning style which you prefer? Some of them has been shared here, like visual, auditory, physical, verbal, social. Anyone would like to share?
Yes, Kashmir, I normally prefer auditory.
Okay, so in my case, I normally prefer the auditory and social. So that supports my learning style, learning patterns, and I easily cope up the topic and understand what's the basic idea behind this. In the same manner, our children is also having different learning styles, and they are learning in different ways. So how you will come up to that one strategy or idea that is feasible for your class, that all or to some extent most of the learners will engage in the lesson? This is very difficult question, and most of the teachers feel very challenging while they are addressing this question, that how many children we have in our class and are they fully engaged in the lesson? So most of the time, what I observe in the classrooms during my career, that teachers struggle really hard. Yes, Ms. Rafia, do you want to say anything?
Yes, I just wanted to add on to what you are saying. The thing is we all have our distinct styles, but to be
Yes.
an effective learner, gradually, slowly, we have to develop strengths in all others. Also, कि अगर हम कहें कि be like myself, I am a visual learner and one who would like to reflect in solitary rather than discussions. Discussions sometimes, yes. So over the years, when I came across this classification or classifying yourself for different learning styles, I have now developed an instrument to actually help people identify कि कहाँ उन्हें जो है ना सीखने की जरूरत है. So to be a for holistic learning, to be able to learn at different experiential levels, और हम अपने experiences से बहुत कुछ सीख रहे होते हैं. So sometimes it is just observing others that we learn many things.
Exactly.
So it is very necessary कि हम सारे skills को develop करें. Sometimes we need to develop to be good listeners, to learn something. In some places we need to practically do things to learn. Thank you.
Yes, you are absolutely right, and that's the thing which I want to highlight, that these are the things, these are the learning styles where we feel comfortable with one, but it doesn't matter that I mean that, as Miss Rafia just added on, that we are just focusing on that one. We need to develop these learning styles, at least familiar with them, and able to use them as an individual, as an educator, and looking forward in your learners as well, that they doesn't matter they like a visual aspect, videos and flashcards and graphs, but they are being able to work in collaboration in teams as well, which is the need of the time. So that is how things works. Thank you, Ms. Rafia. Okay, now I would like to take you to the point that what is basically UDL, Universal Design for Learning, is a framework to improve and optimize teaching and learning for all people based on scientific insights in how humans learn. This phrase of how humans learn it's very easy to say, it's very easy to just use it in a conversation, but it's really very difficult when we are looking in detail about it, that how humans learn. It's very difficult to give a one answer around it, that is the way the humans learn. Mostly people love to learn while they are engaged in the process, while they are part of this learning process, while their voice has been heard by others. They are not just good listeners in the process, or just follow the instructions which are given to them. So as a I am looking back into my educational career, when I was a child in my sitting in my classroom, I am very much restricted by the teacher's instructions. My own thoughts, my own um, ideas are not being addressed at that point. And the same thing, if we repeat in with our learners, so there should be a no change. We are standing at the same place where we were when I was a child, and now when I am teaching to other children. So this is the point to be think harder about it, that what strategies we need to opt, or what mindset changes are required to bring change in your teaching and learning practices, in your thought processes. UDL is a great source which create an equitable and inclusive learning environment for all students in the classroom. This has been a great challenge for the teachers these days to make their classroom more inclusive in nature. So this UDL works around three principles, that is representation, action and expression, and engagement. So principle one caters the way that provide multiple means of representation, present information and content in different ways. We need to think very critically around this point, that how we represent the knowledge or information in front of our learners. In our days, the teacher just asked to open the books, use the board to some extent, and explain the content to us. There was no involvement of from our side as a students. And what I observed during my peer observations in classrooms, that still some teachers are following that same pattern to introduce the definition, copy down the definition, learn it. It doesn't matter that the child understand it or not. Child feel it comfortable with this pattern, what we are sharing with them. So representation of the data which we are going to transfer in our children, or where we want to see them that they are fully understand the concepts. Involvement of the children, representation of that information is really very important. Instead of going in a straight way, you can take a turn. Just use the handout and distribute it in the class, and ask them to work in groups or pair for hardly 4 to 5 minutes and come up to the point that what we are going to learn together today. You see, the same thing, what we are doing by following the teacher's instruction, you can shift the thinking pattern and represent the same information in a different manner. In the same way, after the COVID, all the schools are following the WhatsApp groups for each, with the teacher there as an admin for each classroom. The teacher should be able to share the homework on WhatsApp groups as well. Select any video before introducing the concept in the classroom. Make with the note that please make sure that your child is have seen this video and be ready for tomorrow's lesson. Then you will see the change in the behavior of children, because they feel very much involved in the process, not standing or sitting outside it and you are moving your magic wand and they are following your patterns. No, it creates a lot of difference. It creates curiosity, it creates excitement in the classroom, that what the teacher is going to teach we already knew, but in which way you will take this information to the classroom, how you support or facilitate their understandings. So that is really matter in these days. Once there was a one book, one teacher, but now they have a multiple ways or resources in front of them, just one click away. They click the button and the whole world is in front of them. Then why there is a need for you? Think harder about it. So you need to change in your teaching and learning practices, thinking patterns. In the same manner, when we look into the principle 2, that is about the provide multiple means of action and expression, differentiate the ways that students can express what they know. Not just the representation of information in front of them, empower them with allow them to express their understanding and learning in different mediums, not just in a form of a summative exam or to some extent formative exams in some systems. Allow them to be used different mediums in a way that art. Yes, art is a great source. It's a universal language where you don't need to express your understanding with words. It's a great source of learning for children. They share their understanding very smartly while they are producing or drawing something or using colors to express their feelings, and many other ways like dialogue, table dialogues, arranged discussions, or the role plays anyway, or even in a poem. It depends at what your lesson requirement is. In the same manner, principle 3 is dealing with provide multiple means of engagement, not just the one typical stereotype classroom teacher learner approach should be used. Instead of that, make the learners responsible of their own learning. Just facilitate them, monitor their working, and leave it on their own, on their way that what strategies they are willing to use to come up to this point, and how they will reach there is the role of teacher. This support is not being there from generative AI. AI solves the answer, it explains it on their any time when they need support, but that moral support, that one-to-one basis, face-to-face support from the teacher, it's really very important. Doesn't matter how the AI progress in future is. So the role of teacher is always there. you need to think harder that how you will use these three principles in your classrooms to make it more inclusive in nature. Engagement level must be there increased, and the expression of um, uh, freedom of expression should be there in a decent manner. So what is needed? Why UDL is important? When a flower doesn't bloom, you fix the environment in which it grows, not the flower. So in the same manner, what we are doing most of the time is that we are start tuning our children. We are not looking in the environment where they are, from where they are coming to that classroom environment, and what they bring with them in the way of behavior, in the way of thinking, in the way of resources. It's really very challenging for a teacher to look into minor details, that what the child is suffering, why this bad behavior is there. We are just looking on the scene which is happening in front of us. We need to be more vigilant, check all the resources, all the people, all the things in the environment of classroom, what is happening, how I will make it more usable, how I make it more calm and peaceful, how I develop friendly environment in the classroom. All the things move around on that point, that you need to check all the points, not just the children, not play a blame game that this is a bad child, this is a good child. We set standards like that. This is not the way. It doesn't work at all. If you are using UDL in your lesson, through your lesson planning, but still it not works if you are not changing your mindset that how to deal with the children in the classroom. Don't label them. Every child has a unique personality, a unique individual. As teachers, as caregivers, as parents, we need to see that its learning process is smooth or not, or if it's difficult for them, that what are the difficulties, how we remove them, how to minimize that. So that is the great um, point which I would like to highlight while dealing with UDL. Okay, with this, why is the universal design for learning important? Uh, I would like to share one point here, that is that AI, generative AI, ChatGPT, the DeepSeek, and many others, Copilots, they all designed by the humans on these three basic brain networks: the affective network, the recognition networks, and the strategic networks. The effective networks deal with the why of learning, provide multiple means of engagement. The recognition networks deal with the what of learning, that multiple means of representation of information. The strategic networks provide multiple means of action and expression, the how of learning. What, why, how. These are the queries which we need to address while we are working on with this UDL concept. For purposeful, motivated learners, we need to stimulate interest and motivation for learning. For resourceful, knowledgeable learners, we need to present information and content in different ways. And for strategic, goal-directed learners, differentiate the ways that students can express what they know. In the same manner, the generative AI generators has been working or designed. So why don't, being a human, we utilize our brains more effectively with this understanding, which I shared with you, and make it more feasible for everyone to learn together. Okay, UDL in action, lesson planning. Yes. What I would like to share before discussing the lesson planning and all details which are mentioned on this slide is that the point you need to keep in your mind while you are working with a UDL, that you does not need any changes like lesson planning changes, your curriculum changes, your anything which you are associate syllabus for that particular level. It's not like that you have to change the whole scenario. No, it's not that. What you need to add on with the same existing curriculums, lesson plans, and syllabuses are that think about how learners will engage with the lesson. Does the lesson provide options that can help all learners? We need to think on these questions which are mentioned here, that regulate their own learning, sustain effort and motivation, engage and interest all learners. So these are the key questions to consider while you are planning lessons. How to incorporate the UDL into lessons. Think about how information is presented to learners. Does the information provide options that help all learners reach higher levels of comprehension and understanding, understand the symbols and expressions, perceive what needs to be learned? The third and the one is that think about how learners are expected to act strategically and express themselves. Does the activity provide options that help all learners act strategically, express themselves fluently, physically respond? So we need to cater all these questions while we are planning lesson next time. That is how you will bring UDL in your classrooms. It's not a rocket science. It doesn't need a lot of training. What you need is to take an initiative, change your mindset, think on around these questions while you are doing your lesson planning. And then you will be able to implement that in your classrooms. How to implement it lesson plan. The 6 steps UDL lesson planning, while you are having that thought by focusing on these questions, then these 6 steps in your lesson plan will make you more clear that how you will take it to your classrooms. Define flexible, clear, SMART goals. SMART goals, you all know that specific, measurable, attainable, result-oriented, and time-bounded. Consider learner variability and determine what scaffolds your individual students will need. Yes, it's really very important that at what time, at which places they need scaffolds. It's really very important. While we are, as teachers, are in hurry to complete our syllabuses, our lesson plan for that particular block or period, we are we ask the question and share the answers very quickly with them just to save the time and complete the task. It drops their creative thinking. It kills their creativity. It kills their innovation. Maybe they have more valuable ideas which they want to share, which you want and have queries in their minds, but you kill that when you share the answers immediately. To avoid sharing the answers very immediately, very quickly with the class, give them some time to think around different ways which they can come up with their own thinking patterns, not with your answers. Then determine appropriate assessments that provide meaningful information, are flexible, and assess individual student growth. Assessment system, yes, our assessment system, what we are using all around in our country, it's really very difficult for the learners. It creates anxiety and trouble. It makes the whole assessment very troublesome. The standards which we say use as one place we are talking about the equity, we are talking about the inclusiveness, and then we judge all the students at one standard which we set in form of assessments. This is not acceptable for me, but as teachers, what we will do, we will not change the whole system in a day or so. What we are able to do is to, at least in our classrooms, we minimize that anxiety level, make these more flexible, meaningful, to provide meaningful information, use formative assessments more than summative assessment. Focus on formative assessment means that ongoing assessment during the lesson, during the end of the term. It's not like that it make pressurable impact on your learner's mind. Believe me, they are in very bad shape once they have a schedule of their assessments in their hands. I feel that it's a crime to handle the young children's mind in that manner. What we are being able to do is not change the system, but we can change the system within our classroom. We can minimize the anxiety level. by supporting me in a positive manner, by promoting formative assessments more rather than just focusing on summative assessments. So that is how things work to some extent in a better way. Select methods, materials, and media that address learner variability and balance assistance with challenge. So, as I shared in the beginning, usage of media, that how and when and where you have to use. Don't wait for the point that when child take the homework to the school, from the school to the home, and ask ChatGPT to please write this essay for me, solve this sum for me. What will be the answer? No, don't let them move in that direction. Integrate the technology in a way in your classroom, share the video links, share the supportive videos in a manner that they use it with they will use in both ways. But if you share the links, share the information, share the sources by your own, sorry, so then they will be in a better position to handle that media in a way that they will be more focused while you are suggesting the mediums to them or the platforms to them, not just open-ended that go and search and find out this and that. No, this is not the way. Very focused searching should be allowed. And once that homework has been sent through proper way, through diaries, through WhatsApp groups, the parent should be automatically in the loop, and somehow they have an idea that how you as a teacher use the media and the technology in your lesson plans. So there you minimize the chances of dragging or scrolling in a manner that is not controllable. You can control it with the resources or the mediums or the platforms for specific with the specific instructions to provide them, so that they are more focused on that. Even they are moving on their own by using searching engines. That is difficult. Deliver your lesson and assess a student's learning with flexible, informative assessments matched to your learning goal, as I shared that. Refine educator learning through self-reflection, what worked well, what will you do differently next time. So you yourself evaluate your learning. Self-reflection is a key source for all the teachers to learn in a better way, while you are being able to see that where are the lackings in that current lesson, if something is even good or move very smoothly and as you plan accordingly. But still you need to see that if it's move in that way, if I put some changes into in this way, that how it I make it more beneficial for the students learning processes. So that is how you will see the limitations, gaps, and will be able to switch your teaching and learning strategies accordingly. These are some tools and resources because each learner is unique, and for catering this uniqueness, what we need to see that how to simplify UDL implementation by using these tools like Google Classroom, assign differentiated tasks, Canva, create visual aids, screen readers as a assistive technology for accessibility. The resources links are also shared here, and you can your being a teacher, being an educator, the world is open for you. Just click the search button, and you can have multiple ways and tools and resources in front of you to take this UDL in your classrooms. These are very few which I would like to highlight here. Very quickly, we will just wrap up with this practical strategies for the classroom, like engagement. Let students choose their own projects, empower them. Representation include infographics and hands-on experiments. Even one of my observation I still remember for Cambridge, that the teacher is not having a resources to conduct the experiment in the classroom. She was a science teacher. What she did was she shared the video with the students where the experiment has been conducted by some instructors, which was recorded, and she used that, and where she identified the make it noticeable for the learners that these are the apparatus, these are the purpose, objective of that particular experiment. You know that the resources, if the most of the schools are not having that much bigger resources to conduct simple experiments on their own in the classrooms or in the labs. They are not having that equipments and apparatuses. So what, instead of not touching that experimental point at all, use the video links. There are wonderful videos around, only 1 or 2 or 3 minute videos, even self-explanatory videos even. So that is how you will involve the children in the lesson. Most of the time they will engage, and they feel really you feel excitement in their behavior, in their body languages. So that is how you will utilize the technology in a positive manner while you are having limited resources, I must say. Expression, allow creative outputs like videos or art. As I just shared, the art is the very strong medium which we need to look into in a detail, because as a math teacher, I have asked many times from the teachers, why don't you use an art for presenting this information? They said that how we can use art in mathematics classroom. It will take a lot of time to explain. Believe me, you don't need any time. Just leave it on your students. Just explain the outline, and they will come up with their understandings and use the art in a way that will uh, very beautiful work, I must say, and arrange the exhibitions, gallery walks around it. It's just not a science or art medium or the drawing period or the art activity period which is needed. Art can be used in any place, anytime. Yes, this has really touched my heart, so that I'm sharing with you all. The usual mantra is to try harder. Trying harder is impossible when you are already trying as hard as you can, but you can always try different. So, it's really true that once we are struggling and we are trying different ways to cope up with the difficulties, and someone said, try harder, it's really um, give a push to my heart that I am already doing that. The how much trying harder. So just try harder is not required. Try in a different manners. So UDL is a different platform, different strategy, different framework, which I'm offering through this session to you all. And now field is yours. How much you will play with this, how much you get benefit with this UDL, Universal Design for Learning framework, it's up to you. Always think something out of box. When you are in a comfort zone and you remain want to be in comfort zone while dealing with the upcoming generations in your classroom, so the result will be very minimum. The outcomes are not as we require as a developing nation. So we need to think harder, come out of your comfort zone, link you with the reading. Once there are a lot of material is available there, free resources are there. Just you need to take an initiative to engage yourself with the theory, with the practices, with other people are sharing in these days globally, not just in Pakistan. Look around around the globe, that what people are doing, what and how many ways they are uplifting their educational sector with the different disturbances moving around in the world. Not just the limited resources, there are other aspects as well. So think harder around these points which I'm sharing with you. With this, thank you so much. And now I am here to take your responses. If you want to share anything with or any questions, I'm here to respond them. Yes.
I just want to comment, Kashia, one comment. Out of the box का जमाना चला गया जब out of the box पढ़ाते थे. Now there is no box.
That's the thing.
Seriously, there is no box now. It is there. Learning is limitless. Or our children, our youth are so good with technology, they can do wonders.
Exactly. That's the thing I would like to highlight, that don't get afraid of that AI is here, though our role is minimized. You are in a better position to use it in your classrooms, in your lesson plans, in a different way. Take a maximum benefit of technology. Don't feel that your learners are are out of your hand or out of your control. The learning platforms are several learning platforms all around us. We all know it. That how to utilize it, make it more feasible for your learning goals to attain these goals in a more effective manner. That is the question, and that's why I am saying that come out of box. Yani कि just think more ways, different ways to represent, to express, to engage your learners. That's the message I would like to share with all of you.
Kashmir, I just want to add one comment as well.
Yes.
It's a brilliant and knowledgeable presentation, and the most important topic about the UDL. यहाँ पर एक चीज जरूर आपकी पूरी अगर मैं समझी हूँ और उसको अगर समराइज करूँ तो एक जो ये कॉन्सेप्ट है ना कि अगर टेक्नोलॉजी होगी तो वो टीचर्स को रिप्लेस कर देगी, तो वो चीज जो है ये पॉसिबल ही नहीं है. टीचर्स मस्ट बी स्मार्ट इनफ टू यूज द टेक्नोलॉजी एंड हाउ टू यूज इट. ये पूरा आपका जितना भी यूडीएल का कॉन्सेप्ट है वो इसी के गिर्द घूम रहा है कि आपने उसको हर सब्जेक्ट में स्मार्टली यूज कैसे करना है और किस ग्रेड लेवल पे किस तरह की टेक्नोलॉजी का इस्तेमाल करना है फॉर द लेसन प्लानिंग, फॉर delivering your lectures, making your presentations, assessment, evaluation. इसी तरह assessments जैसे भी आपने कहा कि कौन से assessment किस topic के लिए most suitable होते हैं. कुछ topic ऐसे होते हैं कि उनमें formative assessment बनने चाहिए, लेकिन summative में जरूरी नहीं होता कि आप उसको include करें इस topic को. तो वो चीज है कि किस तरह आपने टेक्नोलॉजी को यूटिलाइज करना है, ये टीचर्स के लिए बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है सीखना. और टीचर्स को कोई रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकता. दिस इज माय पॉइंट. कोई भी टेक्नोलॉजी, कोई चैट जीपीटी, कोई भी आप एआई यूज कर लें, लेकिन टीचर्स रिप्लेस नहीं हो सकते क्योंकि वो ये जानते हैं कि उनको टेक्नोलॉजी यूज कैसे करनी है. दे शुड बी स्मार्ट इनफ. So this is the comment from my side.
Yes, Lubna, you are absolutely right. And I, throughout my presentation, मैं इस चीज़ को हाईलाइट करने की कोशिश भी की कि टीचर्स रिप्लेसमेंट नहीं हो सकती, चाहे एआई कितना ही एडवांस हो जाए, लेकिन हम टीचर्स को रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकते. टीचर्स आर इन अ पोजीशन टू ब्रिंग चेंजेस, और बल्कि वो टेक्नोलॉजी को भी अपने क्लासरूम्स में खुद अपने लेसन प्लान्स में इंटीग्रेट करके लेकर आएँ, ताकि बच्चे फोकस्ड वे में जाएं. अगर वो चाहें भी जाएंगे तो वो फिर रिसोर्सेज बहुत ज़्यादा हैं, आप उनको आप नहीं कर
रोक नहीं सकते.
हम स्क्रीन टाइम मिनिमाइज कर देंगे. स्क्रीन टाइम मिनिमाइज नहीं करें, बल्कि आप मीडिएट करें, मीडिएशन के थ्रू, यानी कि उनके साथ जाएं, उसमें उनको मॉनिटर करें
Exactly.
थ्रू मेंटरिंग. आप उनके साथ जब उस पाथ पे खुद ट्रैवल करेंगे तो उसमें चांसेस मिनिमाइज हो जाएंगे उनके ड्रैग होने के इधर उधर. सो दैट
Exactly.
वेरी वाइजली. इसके लिए आपको बहुत ज़्यादा कोई ट्रेनिंग, या मैं हम क्योंकि मैं थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्री से बिलोंग करती हूँ, और मैं ये हमेशा सोचती हूँ कि हमारे पास इतनी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ नहीं है कि हम टीचर्स को वेल इक्विप करें और ट्रेन करें इन अ वे ऑफ के हाउ टू हैंडल एआई इन क्लासरूम्स. यही छोटे छोटे प्लेटफॉर्म्स हैं, यही रिसोर्सेज हैं जिनको हम यूज़ करते हुए बड़े सेंसिबली आगे जा सकते हैं. तो यूडीएल उसमें एक बहुत इफेक्टिव अप्रोच है जो मुझे लगी, एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई सिलेक्टेड कि आपकी यूनिवर्सल डिज़ाइन फॉर लर्निंग किसी भी सब्जेक्ट में लेकर जा सकते हैं. इस ये भी नहीं है कि ये इंग्लिश के लिए, ये मैथ के लिए, ये साइंस के लिए, ये आपके सारे सब्जेक्ट्स को कैटर करता है. और क्योंकि ये चाइल्ड के होल सेल्फ को डेवलपमेंट के लिए पे फोकस करते हुए बनाया गया है, और ये किस तरह आपकी भी टीचिंग एंड लर्निंग प्रैक्टिस को सपोर्ट कर सकता है. तो दैट इज़ द मेन thing which I would like to highlight through this approach which I shared here. Any more questions or anything? Any comment, please? Yes, I have just seen the chats here that Ms. Osma Tanveer shares that teachers needs to provide different learning options in the classroom to students to understand the concept. Yes, you are absolutely right. This provides students to take charge of their own learning. That's the thing which is necessary in these days. Um, Okay, Mr. Khan is there that he's shared that outstanding lesson 75% of the time students should speak in the class. Let's see that what is the need of your lesson and your goals for that particular lesson. It depends on that. Teacher would rather, acha, he said, further shared that there is a big shift now that the teacher would rather prepare students not to answer a question but to pose a good question. Yes, exactly. You are absolutely right that we don't ask our learners to come up to the certain answers of questions. They come themselves being able to raise the questions. So that is the empowerment which we are looking forward. Absolutely right. Yes, Ms. Rafia, anything else would you like to add
Thank
on?
you so much, Kashfia, for such a wonderful presentation and discussion. Much needed one, because यही चीज लोगों को अभी समझ नहीं आ रही है कि how to incorporate technology, how to integrate different ways of learning, and how to actually look into different learning styles. You see, all the personality theories, all the personality test होते हैं, IQ test होते हैं, सब होते हैं, and they all give different variety of results. For example, एक तो simple सा है जो हम तीन उसमें डालते हैं ना, auditory, kinesthetic and visual. तो ये बेसिक है. उसके बाद पर्सनालिटी टेस्ट MBTI के आ गए, which were for actually determining the career paths for the students. But you know, human mind and human learning is very very dynamic. उसको कोई भी उसके essence को capture नहीं कर सका. And as of now, we do not use our brain to the maximum. Hardly 5%, 6% use करते हैं. तो एक सिंपल सी बात, द पर्पस अल्लाह ताला ने अशरफुल मखलूकात बना के भेजा है. द पर्पस ऑफ लिविंग इज टू learn in different ways, learn from different experiences, and reach that ashraful makhlukat level for which we were created. And that is only possible when we use our minds and we use all our faculties to the maximum. और उसको जो है अपने आप को, I think one way of thanking Allah for all the capabilities He has blessed us with is to utilize our strengths to the maximum to overcome our weaknesses, and that is only possible when we use, जैसे आपने आज UDL discuss किया, इस तरह से और different चीजें हैं. So there is no box, and हम अपने आप को confine कर लेते हैं box में. मेरा personality type ये है, मेरा learning style ये है. So we can all do that. And in 99, when I did my postgraduate certification, I was a high marker on reflective practice. So the pehla stage learning ka those who are very very activists, then comes the reflective practitioner, then comes the theorist, and then comes the pragmatist. तो ये चार Kolb cycle से relate करके भी बताए गए हैं stages. So we need to be activists in emergency situations. We have to jump into the situation and find a solution. For certain things, we have to be reflective practitioners, very patient, observing, absorbing information, and then concluding. And same goes for the other things, other parts of the cycle. So आज जो है, I have equal on all four of these grids, because over the time I have overcome my weaknesses for certain things like theorizing. I found it very very difficult क्योंकि मुझे बहुत reading, I was not able to sift through a limitless information and I wanted to read everything. So we have to learn these skills also, कि क्या पढ़ना है, कहाँ से पढ़ना है, कितना पढ़ना है, कितने की जरूरत है, research में क्या लिखना है. So ये सारे, these are essential life skills which all students should get, and teachers should focus on that. अगर बच्चों का सिखा दे learning how to learn, then आप जो है खुद भी एक कमाल टीचर हैं, और वो बच्चा जो है आपको आपकी एक्सपेक्टेशन से आगे निकल जाएगा. So this was my message for this, or I hope, and you will be learning many more. बहुत सारे हमारे बहुत अच्छे guest speakers हमने line up इसीलिए किए हैं कि the teachers benefit from their knowledge. So I am grateful to Kashfia for her time and for explaining this in such a wonderful manner. And I hope the teachers will benefit from it. Thank you so very much. So over to Lubna to close. और किसी ने कुछ
Actually,
कहना
Ms.
भी है,
Rafia,
कोई
I just
सवाल है?
want to ask one question. There is a attendee named Noor. She actually messaged in the chat that, dear presenter, I have a clip from form of meme I prepared in the workshop of UDL. I want to show it at the end. Will you allow her to share it right now?
जी जी, आप वो शेयर कर लें. शी डिड इट फॉर व्हाट, ये जरा एक्सप्लेन कर दें पहले.
UDL. एक
माइक
सेकंड
पे
मैं
आके
उनका
बता
माइक
दें
अनम्यूट
and then.
करवाती हूँ. नूर, कैन यू प्लीज अनम्यूट योर माइक? Noor, am I all okay? Yes. Can you unmute your mic, Noor?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
It's basically in a video form that we know that UDL purpose is why, how, why, what, and how. So it's basically
Okay.
Pakistani drama clip in which they are representing like the form of UDL. So I am sharing
Okay.
the
How
video
much?
in the chat.
जी नूर, you can send it to Kashfia or to any one of us. हम इसको देख लेंगे and if it is relevant to what Kashfia just discussed today, तो इन्हीं की वीडियो के नीचे उसका लिंक लगा देंगे. या पीडीएफ तो मुझे नहीं पता अपलोड होता है on these platforms, but we can make a reel out of the PDF and share it.
नहीं, आप
ठीक
ये
है
इनसे लिंक भेज देना हमें, तो हम लिंक अटैच कर सकते हैं इजीली.
जी बिल्कुल.
चैट में आप लिंक शेयर कर सकती हैं, नूरुल वरा?
Yes, Nurul Bara is one of our contestants for the
Yes. Yes.
audition.
ओके.
Nurul Wara, can you please
Yes,
share the
yes,
link in
I
the
am
chat
sharing.
box and
I
we
am
will.
sharing.
Okay, okay. Okay, today is day 3 of IBTLC 2025, and today's session is very knowledgeable and have so much insight from Ms. Kashfia Latafat, and she's an educational researcher. और जब भी हम इनको सुनते हैं तो बहुत कुछ नया सीखने को मिलता है, क्योंकि जिन लोगों को एक रिसर्च की एक क्रेविंग होती है और जिनको शौक होता है रिसर्च को पढ़ने का, तो डिफरेंट रिसर्चर्स के साथ जब वो कोई भी ऐसे सेशंस होते हैं या किसी भी किस्म की नॉलेज शेयर हो रही होती है, तो उस वक्त बहुत ज़्यादा एक हमारे लिए भी एक अपॉर्चुनिटी होती है, लर्निंग अपॉर्चुनिटी है हमारे लिए भी. और वी ऑल मस्ट बी अ लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्नर. So thank you so much, Ms. Kashfi Al-Tafat, for today's session and for your time, for your precious time. I know you are very much busy. So thank you so much from our side. And inshallah, we will meet by tomorrow in the next session with another presenter, another new topic for the learning. Thank you so much.
जज़ाकल्लाह खैर. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you so much, Kashfiya. Allah Hafiz.
अल्लाह हाफिज़.
Is Varda here still? Varda?
Miss Rafia, Varda is not here.
हाँ,
बट
she
उज़मा
left.
इज हियर और उन्होंने शेयर किया है लिंक मिस नूरुल वरा ने. और आई थिंक कि अगर कोई मौजूद है तो इसको प्लीज डाउनलोड कर लें, इसीलिए ये मीटिंग अभी ऑनगोइंग है.
हाँ, प्लीज डिस्कनेक्ट फ्रॉम द सोशल मीडिया. आई जस्ट वांट टू स्पीक टू यू. आप 2 मिनट रुकिएगा, आप भी और मिस उज़मा भी.
जी जी. रेस्ट ऑफ द पीपल, इफ यू मे लीव, थैंक यू सो मच एंड वी विल सी यू बाय टुमारो इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन. थैंक यू सो मच. अल्लाह हाफिज.
अच्छा,
मिस रफिया, जस्ट वेट अ मिनट.
ये तो बहुत ही अजीब सा क्लिप है, इसको देखना पड़ेगा.
आप इसको देख लीजिएगा, अदरवाइज हम इसको जो है देखते हैं. ओके, नाउ वी ऑल थ्री आर हियर ओनली. मिस रफिया, मैं हूँ और मिस उज़मा है, बाकी सबको मैंने फिर आगे रिमूव कर दिया, उसमें वेटिंग रूम में डाल दिया उनको। ठीक है।
I am actually disconnecting the live from YouTube. Can anyone else do it? Because मुझसे तो नहीं हो रहा ये.
अच्छा, मीटिंग को एंड कर दें आप, ऐसा करें, फिर देन दोबारा रिकनेक्ट कर लेते हैं इसी को।